Well, tell us a little bit about what happened out there, Marcus.
Yeah, we went out and it was a tough practice for us. We were catching good fish, but we had the water temperature dropped 6 degrees from
What was your water temperature that you got out there?
When I was out practicing yesterday, it was 56 to 59 is what I found. When I went out this morning, it was 50.
So, okay, that made a major difference.
Yeah,
With a
big
front
difference.
coming through and then it dropped like that overnight.
We also been having blowout tides, so the tide was extremely low.
Right.
So with that said, we set up on a channel edge in a staging area right outside of a spawning pocket. And
caught them, just have to see how it holds up, huh?
We had to revert to finesse fishing.
Yeah.
And then we caught them, but a lot of 13 and a half to 14 and a half inch fish. So
yeah.
We probably caught 20 fish, and out of 20 we had 2 keepers.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll see how they hold up. We'll check everybody's out the way, and hopefully that'll hold up. With Matt Novak, Mike Centura will be over in a minute. They took second today with, what'd you have,
1470, I think?
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Pretty good.
You were on a lot of fish, I understand. They just weren't 15 or inches or above, huh?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as we pulled up to one spot, you know, every other cast there was a fish, or a bite at least, but it was all, you know, 12 inch, 13 inch fish. And, you know, tried a variety of baits, bigger baits, moving baits, jigs, you know, anything you think of. And all they wanted was finesse.
Right.
But for every 4 short fish, you know, you got maybe a keeper.
Right.
Maybe 8 fish. For every 8 fish, you got.
Do you think the color mattered on the plastics, or did it?
Yeah, it matters a lot. You know, you look at clear water, and you know, you're thinking green pumpkin. You know, I started off with green pumpkin. You know,
right.
We pulled out around Carpenter's Point.
Right.
And you were thinking, you know, clear water. You know, green pumpkin, something natural. No, they
dark.
Black.
Yeah.
June bug, black.
Interesting too, because it seemed to be the way it was even in a few years back with the frogs when they were on a frog bite. When you went, even though they were hitting all the frogs, you went with the black frog, and they just killed it compared to the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, you know, throughout the years, you know, I've always been taught, you know, black, you know, in the middle of the night, you take a Senko or black worm, anything, you hold up in the moonlight, you know, you could see it the most.
Yeah.
So the fish could see it the most. You talk to a lot of professional elite guys, they say the same thing. The black is. Yeah. Black is a key color.
Well, we got our Battle on the Bay is coming up on April the 9th. Going to be right here at Anchor Marine. So
we started practice, so I can't wait.
All right, we got a couple weeks left, and we'll all be here. We're going to have a good turnout, some great sponsor prizes. So we look forward to seeing you and Mike then.
50 boats.
Yeah, at least.
Praying.
Yeah, should be
Super
great.
Excited about it.
Oh, here's our second place winner today for the Chester County Bassmasters First Open, Mike Centura. And he was fishing, Matt Novak was fishing in the back with him. And Matt
kept trying to come to the front of the deck. I said, Matt, the back of the deck. He says, well, I'm a boater too. I said, well, okay, come on up, we'll share it.
So they were all on the finesse, like we said, basically just zeroing in on a key spot. I mean, something specific within even the community hole.
Yeah, we sort of just had a little area with, there was a back eddy, you know, a current, you know, main river current back eddy, and you know, we just picked it apart. You know, we let it alone, we came back to it, we let it alone, we came back to it, we looked for some, you know, some bigger fish in a couple different places, and that tide never came in today, and I think it was probably 2 feet lower than it normally is, and so a lot of our high tide stuff wasn't going to work out. So we just kept going back to this eddy current area, and we worked our way through 20 or 30 fish to get a, you know, 15 and a half pound limit.
Yeah, and it won't be long. We'll be here at Battle on the Bay with you and Matt and our other staff, and should be a great turnout. And maybe some of those riot baits, fuzzy beavers, and all that kind of stuff's going to come into play then, huh?
Yeah, actually I caught a handful of my fish here today on this riot little creeper jig. It was just dragging this down in that eddy current, and fish after fish after fish on this little guy. It's,
yeah, that's a hot little bait.
Oh, it's a great little bait.
And you were catching some big fish this winter in Jersey on that too, weren't you?
Oh yeah, it's like a secret, but I can't keep it a secret. It's just so good.
That's where you use it too, though, isn't it, Mike?
Oh, I use it everywhere I fish.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got pressured fish, or you know, if you're trying to fish deep.
Yeah.
You know, but a pressured fish, it's a compact jig, a quarter, 3/8, half ounce, and you know, light line, 6-8 pound test, and drag it around in deep water where the fish live.
All right, well, they can pick that up. Just come to our site. There's a link right to the Riot Baits there on Tackle Warehouse, or you can go directly to the site or just talk to Mike about it in the Ask a Pro Staff section. He'll fill you in some more on Riot Baits. Here's Mike Ward.
Mike, looking good as always.
Mike, tell us a little bit about what happened down there on the Potomac. I know Ben Werbos is down there today fishing the Ram series, right, on the Potomac, and it was pretty rough there yesterday, wasn't it?
That's not where it collects.
Yeah, it was.
That whole cup
The wind picked up pretty good in the afternoon, you know, around 12, 1 o'clock, and it was pretty steady, you know, 20, 30 mile gusts. So it got ugly, and we just kind of ran to the back of creek in the Mattawoman and just fishing some lay downs and some you know, rocks, some drop off points, and tide was really out because of the full moon that we had, so we had an extremely low tide that we battled most of the afternoon, and it never really even turned and started coming back in until maybe 6 o'clock, and then it started whipping pretty good on us, but you know, caught a few fish, nothing spectacular.
You caught 3 pretty nice ones though, didn't you?
Yeah, we actually then got a few cranking some rock with square bill.
Yeah.
And kind of the better fish came off of that. Got a few good bites in Marina.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, we'll see how Ben did today. He'll be reporting into us later tonight, and then you'll be getting that video done from now. I know you got hours and hours of video from the
we've got some
Potomac.
neat video footage. It's not a lot of fish catching, but we got some neat action, you know, on the water, battling those big waves and stuff like that. So it should be a neat video to look at.
All right, well, we're going to look forward to seeing that soon, and just stop on the Bass College site on the Facebook, and then, of course, stop in and see us on our Battle on the Bay page for any information you need on that. You can pre-register ahead of time. We're going to have a big turnout, lots of sponsors, like we said, lots of sponsor prizes, so it's going to be a great tournament here on the Bay, and you can stop in and see some of the Potomac video. We're going to be down there again this year, so we've got a lot of big things coming up, and we'll see you guys all down on the water, and we'll see you April 9th for the first tournament for Battle on the Bay.